Just like that, we back. That's a really big aeromotive pump. 5 gallon per minute, brushless, variable pump. Gonna need it. Not right now though, because we gotta do the cooling system first. So we got us a couple Davies water pumps here. Figure out where we're gonna mount this thing. And then that's gonna determine where we have to put our bungs in our radiator and which holes we're gonna use in our 417 manifold there. It's like a baby turbo. It's basically a baby turbo. Electric baby turbo. Gina!
Hi.
I did make this little bracket right here that's gonna flip over. You can see these 2 holes right here. Those are gonna match up with these 2 holes right here, and then this is just an exhaust hanger. But I found these work really well for securing things to pieces of pipe on the chassis. So that's gonna slip over there, and then that water pump is just gonna hang from this bar underneath. So it's kind of convenient. I did the same thing with my oil filter over here. And yeah, it just works out pretty convenient. That's where the water pump is gonna go. When you go full lock this way, it doesn't hit, and even if we put the street tires on, they'll just extend this way further, so they won't hit either. The radiator is gonna sit here, and we actually have to reverse the flow of the radiator to what it normally is, but the outlet's gonna come from this side of the radiator into the water pump, and then out the top of the water pump here. You can see that dash 16 fitting right there, that is the inlet to the engine. And then we're gonna come out of that top inlet on this side right there, and that's gonna go to the radiator. And then this one, right here on the bottom of the coolant tank, that's gonna go to the bottom side of the radiator on this side, and then everything should function as it should. Oh yeah, lots of room. Love that for me. So I may have had like a vibe session last night where I just like got vibey, and I started, well, originally there's like a plate here, and I took that off and I was like, shit, there's weight underneath there. There was a couple bolts in there. There was also some sound deadening, as you can see. And then I was like, oh shit, it goes up to here. And then there was another plate, and I was like, oh, the sound deadening goes even further. So I pulled that off, and I just went ham trying to find some more weight. And it might only be like 5-10 pounds that I'm pulling out of here, but I know that that stuff is underneath there, and I won't love the car knowing that it's half done. So I pulled it out, started pulling some weight out, but I really, really, really need this car to start going back together. So I'm gonna finish doing what I'm doing in here with the sound deadening and stuff. It's so annoying, so tedious. I'm gonna pull this aluminum panel here because there is some more underneath that. I'm gonna trim out all the sheet underneath it because it's like 2 layers. It's the steel sheet underneath and then the aluminum sheet on top. And our box is getting pretty full here. This is all like sound deadening and little stuff that I've been pulling out of the car. Brackets, washers, bolts. And then whatever doesn't end up there ends up in the vacuum. But we're trying to accumulate like 25 pounds out of the car. Just like the more weight you can have out of the car, the easier it's gonna leave the line, the less power you need to power down the track. So everybody knows that we launched the hood off this thing at like 130 mile an hour last year. Yeah. And it kind of dented everywhere. And we want to get it wrapped, so we're gonna do our best to just like pull what we can out of it. It's not gonna be perfect by any means because it's like it's pushed up and like wrinkled because the hood hit it at 130 miles an hour. But if we can just pull like a little bit of the dents out, maybe make it at least one contour, so when you put the wrap on it, it looks decent, I'll be stoked with that. It's still a race car at the end of the day. We did smash the hood up over it, so we'll pull what we can out of it, and just using some glue techniques here. I'm not a body guy. That's why we got James over here. They pulled something there.
They pulled something. I know this one's going to be pretty...
Oh yeah, that one's got a big crease in it, yeah.
It'd be nice if we could get up the front, but just with the windshield in, it's kind of...
Yeah, I like just had the windshield put in too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Like it's gonna be rippled and wave, but it's gonna be flat, rippled and wave.
It's like the ocean.
Yeah. Okay, so here's how we got it. It's still a little bit wavy, but the big dents are out of it. I don't know if we're gonna leave it like that. If it was up to me, I would leave it like that, but I think Gina said she wants to like try and body fill it and do something like that because she wants to be creative a little bit. I don't want to mess with body filler, so I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to go back inside, get the stuff on the inside done that I need to do so I can start putting the interior back in. Our torque converter showed up, our wiring harness shows up, so we really have to button down this week and get stuff done. I also started doing some of this stuff while he was working on the hood, so I got some of the lines made here, getting the sensors put in the back of the intake manifold, routing the fuel filter and fuel lines, so it's all coming together. Oh yeah, the radiator too. It's gonna be so good. The fact that I started out hating this car, I absolutely hated it. It was just the car that was available in the time frame that I needed. After I've taken it all apart and I've started redoing it the way that I like to do it, I'm starting to like it again. Our box is actually up to 17 pounds now. I put the old coil mounts in there, which were old motor mounts, and those were a solid 3 pounds too. Goal, 25 pounds for this box.
Hi.
Airbnbs.
This is like, I think one of my favorite things. We don't really do date nights. This is kind of like
Our date night?
our date weekend type.
Stay right there. See how wide angle it is. So this is our Airbnb.
Yeah.
Balls. It's kind of messy because we just threw clothes everywhere, but the basement, it's really vibey and cool, and I would love to have like just a crash spot like this in Edmonton, so. Up these stairs. And then it's in wide angle here, so cool lockers right there. Like it's so, the way it's just designed is cool, like furnished. Gina's got a light here. I'm just gonna go over in this corner. Like that's a cool little loft place up there too. There's a TV up there as well, but you can see like everything is still wooden, motorcycle, probably. So the floor we're on right now is actually like literally the floor you can see from the basement. Yeah. Yeah, basement.
I want one. I want a loft.
You want a loft? Me too.
I want a loft.
It's kind of cool.
Like it doesn't necessarily have to be this industrial, but I do love the obscure flooring and like just the way they did it was really nice. I don't know, it's great.
What are you doing with that tripod? They left like this little paper thing on the wall here that you could just like scroll down and tear a piece off and leave your own thing. So obviously,
Gina does.
This is what Gina's doing, making Chopper. She's actually painted him a couple times live on Twitch. And she does painting giveaways. So if you guys want a Chopper painting, they're really cool. Put one right here. Boop.
Yeah.
5 gifted subs gets you an entry. Howdy ho! We're back from our trip. Look at all these holes. That's about, I don't know, a quarter of them. I've been cutting out holes of the chassis, obviously to save some weight. I did, in fact, though, kill my DeWalt drill. This is the second one I've killed within like a 3-month span. I killed the last one installing the lift. So I bought a cheap corded DeWalt drill. When you buy your corded DeWalt drill, it actually comes with this little, it comes with this neat tool holder here that conveniently lets you lose your bit every time you knock it off something. So you're evidently gonna lose your thing. So just go ahead, tape it to the cord, make sure you make it far enough that you can still reach this to tighten it. And that way you don't lose it. The other thing we got when we were down there, the Mac Daddy of S400 turbos, our True North Turbo 88103. Look at this, True North Turbo's engraved right in the cover. That's sexy. And now our old turbo was actually an 8896. So the only thing we made bigger on this one is the turbine wheel. So you would think according to the measurements, but we actually have a specific compressor wheel for the 88103 versus the 8896. And this one is a proven 1550 wheel horsepower on a small block Ford. And we're just trying to get a little bit more horsepower because our old 8896 only did right around 1300 wheel horsepower. So we won't have that 1700 horsepower average that is going to Texas 2K, but we'll at least be a little higher in the queue. The easiest way to kill a turbo is not to drain it properly. So we have our Black Sheep Industries billet oil drains. These things are O-ringed, so there's no gaskets, there's no sealers or anything that's gonna go in there. It's tapered perfectly into the drain. And then these come in -10, -12, and different lengths. And the reason that we've extended it also is because if you've ever tried to install a fitting between the compressor and the exhaust side, like a wrench just doesn't fit in there. So we've extended it down a little bit further. You can get up underneath the exhaust side to tighten this one. It's so perfect. Now I get to go, oh hi Gina. I get to park my ass in here so we can cut some more holes with our new DeWalt drill. I've been trying to drill out things that, you know, don't need the strength as much anymore. This back beam right here, you know, it's supported by these bars and the cage now. And then it gets covered by the carpet anyway, so you're not gonna see it. So no one tell anybody that I made speed holes. But yeah, I gotta park my ass in here, cut a few more holes so we can finally be done in here, and then I can start putting the interior back in. Because as you can tell in the shop, it looks like a disaster. My brand new bumper, the brand new hood. We got a couple dents pulled in the roof. Gina says she wants to fix that. But like interior pieces galore, and then just, you know, Hemi engines here too. I mean, they definitely didn't do any like finish work on it, that's for sure. And we'll just like put it on. So it's not gonna go on because like there's hood pins everywhere. Oh, interesting. It's like a cowl, but not a cowl. Because if you look in here, there's no like exit for the air that comes out. It's just.
Is there supposed to be?
Usually the cowl lets air come out the top. Yeah, get it, Gina. Don't reach it,
I don't know what that is. Ta-da!
Ta-da! So we did get a Cobra R bumper just because like I feel the opening was a bit bigger, and you're not allowed to modify the factory bumper for more airflow into the radiators, and stuff. So
you're not allowed?
Nope, not in limited street.
So as long as you buy it and that's the space it has?
As long as it's a factory bumper.
Okay.
So yeah, it does look like we're gonna have to cut where this pipe is a little bit. So
you're
in
allowed
here,
to modify it to fit, but you're not allowed to modify it for efficiency?
Yeah, more or less. So the back side of these holes right here, I gotta cut those ones because they stick out pretty far. It did come with a nice little imperfection here. Oh yeah, we're starting to get it. So we got some paint up there. Most of the adhesive from the sound deadening has been ripped up, so we painted over it. A couple of holes here. A couple of holes to drill on the back side of this one. And then I'm ready to paint all this and get the interior back in this thing. A disaster in here right now, but this is how I have to do it, and this is the only way I know how to do it, so this is how we're doing it. All right, 185 even with me on the scale. Pass this to Gina.
So much smoke.
And we're just gonna see where a box weighs. I really want this box to weigh 25 pounds because I think, I don't know, 25 pounds in my mind is just the number I need to hit. So I've been working really hard.
Oh yeah, drilling holes.
Drilling holes and cutting stuff to try and get that.
It was what, 185?
185 even. So we're looking for a 210. 205. So we're about 20 pounds right now.
Nice.
In this box. So I have a little bit more to cut out. But we're getting close. And then I still have to cut out a couple of fuel tank bars and stuff too. So I think we're going to get the 25 pounds we were looking for in this box alone. That doesn't include like door bars, lines, the air to water system, the hitch, so
yeah.
The battery. So there's a lot of weight that we took out that's not going to be in this box, but the goal. And I've been out here all the time, just like nitpicking over it now. So I've got to call it quits soon. I'm cutting the last bit of sheet metal out now, and then I have to start putting the interior in because today is Tuesday. Car goes for a wrap on Monday, 6 days.
Well, you got to bring it there on Sunday, right?
Yeah, and then we have, they are going to have the car for 7 days. We get it back. We'll have it for 3 or 4 days. We go to Mexico, we come back, and then we'll have the car for 5 or 6 days before Tx2k. So we have to wrap up everything really quick, and it's not like, it's all basically bolt back in now, except for like the fuel tank and stuff. So we're kind of in the same position we were at the beginning of Miles of Mayhem when we were 5 days prior to Miles Mayhem. I didn't have a motor in the car, but I knew in my head that like I had everything to make it run. So It was just to put the man hours in.
Love to see it. Yeah.
Yeah. Dang, the hood, the bumper. And that is officially the furthest that I'm breaking it down. Everything is going back in starting tomorrow morning, I promise you. Thank you guys for holding out on this video. Sub 3,200 pounds with me in it. That would be so amazing. I gotta get out of the garage though, because I just spray painted the inside and I already feel like, what is Earth anymore? I don't even know. Peace easy, get that V.